Eventually, I make it back home and crash on the couch. I don't even bother turning on the lights. It's already late into the night as it is. But now that I think about it, I've learned so much more, or so much from her. Maybe I was wrong about Monica. Lies. All lies. Who's there? Nothing. It's just my imagination. I really need to sleep. It's been a long, tedious weekend. I still don't know what happened Friday. Whose voice had spoken to me? I think I know, but only because there's spoilers. Well, I'm at the meetup place. Although for how punctual Monica sounded when we made these plans, I got here first. I'm more than a little surprised. I decide to sit down by a wall and wait. The sun cooks my face as the minutes pass. It's almost leather? Oh, your face is almost leather by the time someone else comes along.
Oh dear. Holly, I hope I'm not late.
No, you're the second one here, in fact. I've been here for I don't know how long. But it's been a while.
Do you know if the others are on their way? I know Monica told Natsuki and I to meet at this time. She wouldn't dismiss her own plans like this.
Oh, I imagine she's on her way. She's probably just preoccupied. That came off a bit more cynical than I wanted it to. Please don't catch on, Yuri.
They will be here soon. None of us would miss a chance to see our friend. Since we're out here waiting, I brought some water.
Thank you for the offer, Yuri, but I'll be fine. The wait shouldn't be long. Time goes on. I can already feel the sunburn developing. Natsuki showed up a while ago. Their reunion wasn't exactly heartwarming. That can be one word, doesn't have to be two. The only thing keeping them from screaming at each other is that we're all here for the same reason. I can feel the tension as they glare at one another every once in a while.
Should we just go and text Monica where we're going?
I'm sure she will be here soon. She's normally very on top with these sorts of things.
Right.
You've been saying that for the past 2 hours, Yuri. You know, maybe you guys could text her and ask her when she's getting there. I really would have thought Monica would be here by now. We had plans and everything. I don't get it.
There's no need to be so hard on her, Hallie. When hasn't Monica pulled through for us?
You know what? If Monica wants to bail, that's her problem. I'm done waiting. You coming with, Natsuki?
Sure. Beats waiting out in this heat. You coming with us, Yuri, or what?
Okay, I'm coming with you. We'll just tell Monica we're already on our way. I'm sure she'll understand.
I stand up from the ground and lead the way. Hello.
Hallie, you're back again. Here to visit Miss Sayori.
Yes, I am, as are my friends here.
That's wonderful.
However, they can only allow one visitor at a time.
What?
Hospital rules.
Oh.
You go on ahead, Natsuki.
Why don't you? Surely you have some advice you can give to Sayori.
I need to think about what I want to say to her.
You've had all weekend. You're not one to procrastinate. So that leaves one thing. You don't want to be here.
Of course I want to be here. I'm here to support Sayori. Sayori's my friend too.
You're not a good liar, you know that, right?
Just go on ahead, Natsuki.
If you insist.
Jeez, that accusation is kind of, needless. Natsuki walks off. Yuri takes a seat. I sit next to her. I know I probably shouldn't, but it can't hurt.
I think I know why Monica isn't here.
Why's that?
I think what Monica had to do for me made a bigger impact in her life than I thought. So much so that it, in a way, scares her.
Well, whatever it is, it's probably best that Monica doesn't show up. Monica's half the reason Sayori's even here.
Hallie, don't say that.
Why shouldn't I?
You have no right to accuse anyone. Even if Monica is an offender, the blame doesn't fall only on her shoulders.
Why are you sucking up to Monica?
Because I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for her.
What do you mean?
I wasn't always the person you see today. For most of my life, I was a sad, lonely little girl. The only real friends I had were the ones in my books. Sometimes when I was younger, I would hug a book in my sleeve to ease the loneliness in my heart. As I got older, I developed a deep-rooted obsession with knives. I'd use chunks of my lunch to purchase a variety of them, and I'd use my skin to test them. A couple of months later, and this has turned more into a form of catharsis. The feeling of the blade effortlessly carving through my skin could only be described as like an orgasm. And while it did help me cope with my issues for a while, I only felt more and more empty with each passing day. Until one day, when someone offered for me to join their club. They were welcoming and kind, the first people I could truly call my friends. And for a time, my cutting stopped completely. Time passed, and I eventually showed my gratitude for them and opened up. I told them about my cutting problem. But then, they ridiculed me and called me every name imaginable. I ran out of the clubroom in tears, telling myself from that moment forward that friendship was dead. The next day I couldn't bring myself to talk to or even look at the people around me. I'd stare at my assignment, asking myself what the point of it all was, why I was even here. These questions lingered with me for weeks, torturing me until one Friday. That day, I had my best knife concealed snugly in my breast pocket. I waited until the last day of the last class of the day. After the final bell rang, I wished my last remaining friend a nice weekend, and I took my leave to the bathroom. I stared for a while at the mirror. Their insults followed me there, echoing in my head, getting louder and louder until I hid myself in the stall, unable to look at myself anymore. I reached into my breast pocket and took out my knife, staring at it for a moment. I slashed it across my arms with all the anger my heart could summon, but nothing came from it. So I took the blade and angled it up at my chest and ended it all. I welcomed it deep into my body as blood showered down from my wounds. And I thought in that moment that my time was up, and I rejoiced. But I heard the bathroom door open, a shriek following right after. A second later, the stall door opened, and came in an unfamiliar face. Monica's. That's when I met her. She called for help and tried her best to stop the bleeding. And well, I'm sure you can fill in the gaps.
Oh my god. Why are you telling me this?
You wanted to know why I defended Monica, so I answered your question. There's just one last thing since I've told you this story.
What is it? Yuri lifted the hem of her shirt up past her belly button. I could see large scars stretching across her stomach. My eyes go wide. Dear God. Yuri hides her scars once again, no longer out for the world to see.
Every morning, I have to wake up and see this. It's a constant reminder to the person I once was, to the life I used to live. I cannot go back in time and erase these scars, but I can't decide what I do now. I can let it make me stronger and remind myself of the fragility that is a human life. That's what I strive to live for, to lead a better life. These scars of mine are a blessing in disguise. Taking my life was never the answer. But now, the least I can do now is build from my mistakes, learn from them, and teach others the errors of my ways in the hopes that they do not repeat my own.
I see. That's a beautiful way to look at it, Yuri. I envy you, Yuri. You took the ugliest part of your life and made something beautiful out of it.
Thank you.
I see Natsuki coming back. Thank you for sharing this story with me. But you shouldn't be telling me this. Sayori needs to hear this more than I do.
Okay. I'll be back soon.
Natsuki came back. Yuri stood up and walked to see Sayori.
Sayori certainly isn't a new person. Or certainly is a new person, rather.
Yeah, but what did it cost me?
Don't worry about it too much. You're gonna end up like Yuri if you keep thinking like that.
Yuri isn't so bad once you get to know her. Anyway, how was your visit?
Great. She's a different person, but in a good way. Like she isn't as childish as she used to be. Normally her quips and antics would piss me off. But we actually held a conversation far longer than we normally have. So I'd say there's nothing to worry about. Any word from Monica yet?
Let me see. I reach into my pocket and pull out my phone. There's a text. From Monica. She says she's on her way.
She'll be here soon. Monica wouldn't bail on us, especially at a time like this. Weirdly enough, it feels sort of nostalgic to see Sayori again.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time with Sayori. She needs this chance to see her other friends.
I imagine it's been really hard for her. But it's also gotta be hard for you too, right? I mean, you learn your best friend has been contemplating suicide for a long while.
Yeah, it's torture. I haven't been getting anywhere as much sleep as I used to. Countless nights I hear Sayori's cries as I close my eyes.
You don't have to tell me anymore. I know this is hard for you, so I won't make you describe every little detail.
Thank you.
But you need to take care of yourself, too. Relax. Take things easy.
I wish I could. I honestly wish I could take things easy. I see Yuri returned from her visit. She seems relieved. I have to go now, Natsuki. I'm just outside her door. I'm excited to see her, but I can't help but remember that she's here because I took her here without a choice. Am I feeling guilt? I shouldn't be feeling this. Maybe talking to her will help. I knock on her door. She opens it.
Ellie!
Sayori lunges me with a warm, tight hug.
It's good to see you again. I got so worried when I didn't see you yesterday.
I know, they wouldn't let me come by. But hey, I'm here today, and I'll be here tomorrow. And I'll be here when you're ready to leave.
That's really good to hear. And I have good news. You don't have to worry anymore.
Why's that?
You don't have to put on this calm, stoic persona anymore. You can be at ease now. I know this is hard for you. I know you're worried about me. But it's fine now. The doctors tell me the treatment so far seems like a resounding success all around. When you get finished, they're going to reevaluate me. I might be coming up sooner than I thought. When I'm done, I want you to get some help.
That's wonderful news, Sayori.
Yeah. And on another note, this experience only strengthens my resolve to inspire younger generations.
Results to inspire? You mean resolve to inspire? Yeah, whatever. Okay, he's correcting her. Results there, right?
Yeah, that.
It was a purposeful typo, guys. It was purpose.
I still have a lot of progress to go through. I still have medications to take and appointments to attend.
Yeah, but now the groundwork has been laid out. You'll be a new you before you know it.
You think so?
I know so. Can I get something off my chest first?
What is it?
I'm sorry there's nothing else I could have done, but this is all I had left. This is my last resort.
Ellie, don't beat yourself up over it. I know it was hard for you, but Monica helped me realize that some things are necessary in life.
Of course Monica told you that. Monica always has the answer.
Ellie, why do you have to be so bitter about Monica?
I don't want to get into it. Just keep working towards getting better, alright?
Fine.
There will be another time. Now just isn't the time.
You promise yourself freedom from a cursed existence, but you will find no salvation in this path.
Ugh.
Eh? What's wrong?
Don't worry about it.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I believe my time is up anyway. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, before you do, come closer.
Okay. I walked closer to her.
Closer.
Okay. I come closer to her, now in hugging distance. What's this about?
I wanted to say thank you.
Sayori wraps her arms around me, pulls me in, resting her head on my shoulder. This feels so nice and warm, but why does it make me shiver? We stand there motionless for a few moments. All I could feel was a strange emptiness. In the end, I realized I have achieved nothing, and that I'm at a journey's end. I'm sorry, Sayori. I step away from Sayori and leave the room.
How'd it go?
We're at the end now. You can all go home now.
Oh,
You heard me. Go home.
but I just got here.
Well, if it isn't Monica, my great benefactor. You really took your time, didn't you? Did you spend all that time sucking up to God, hoping he'll fix Sayori?
A bit rude, don't you think? I truly am sorry I'm late. I'm here now, and that's all that matters.
As if. You really think your little pep talk is going to help her? You are so ignorant of Sayori's condition. If you think you know everything, then fine. Go talk to her. I didn't bother leaving Monica with a goodbye. I just got up and left. The rest of the club seemed to have already left. Guess our schism scared them away. Fine by me. MC, you're a dick. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this one to be the day, but all I can feel is death's presence looming over. While the club may not be together, I still make an effort to go around and talk to them. I look around and see all the same attractions. I see Natsuki speaking with the culinary students, Yuri's over with some of the other bookworms under a tree. I take a seat on a nearby bench and take in the scene. What a day to be alive.
Hey, do you have a minute?
No, I was just on my way. I'm not supposed to be here anyway.
Off to see Sayori?
It's all I can do. I walk off, hoping Monica will just leave me be.
Back again? Here to see Sayori?
Yeah,
Well, today's your lucky day.
there's no such thing as luck. Luck is just God's smiling favor on those he thinks needs it. And there is no God. Like always, I'm standing at her door. I couldn't help but notice a strange whispering sound, like someone inside was having a panic attack. I instinctively opened the door by the handle and open it. Okay? Oh, okay. Sayori?
Hallie! You didn't knock!
I'm sorry. I heard some strange noises and I freaked out.
Huh? Oh, that must be my MP3 player.
They let you have that? Yeah, they let you have one? Since when?
Since you left yesterday, I spoke with my doctor and they took me off the suicide watch, so they trust me to be on my own more so than when I was first here.
But where did you get it?
I asked nicely.
Okay, so were you listening to music or what?
I've been listening to a book.
What kind of book have you been reading?
It's a fantasy series Yuri told me about. Something about souls, bonfires, and insurmountable odds. She said it helped her get out of a rough spot.
I can only imagine which one.
Hey, why don't we go get something to eat?
We? As in you and I?
Yup, they'll let me be out on my own now. Plus, I got you to watch me.
Lead the way. Sayori takes me by the hand, excitedly, and we walk out the door. We eat and laugh and have the time of our lives. A wave of nostalgia washes over me as we retreat back to our old banter and antics. I forgot how fun it really was to be around Sayori. We did all this stuff even though we're still standing in this room. Her warm, soft hand pressing against my own, the smell of vanilla in her hair, the cute pig-like noises she makes as she eats. Her bright smile that would fill any prison with sunshine. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But the day has to end at some point. Everything has an end. So how's it gonna happen this time? You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, and I hung my head and cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take her away. Please, God. Rest easy, Sayori. It's all over. I lift up her body and set her down on the bed. It's almost time. Time for me to go. I love you, Sayori. I lean down and kiss her on the forehead. I sit back down and look at the four walls around me. This is it. This is where it all comes to a close. I close my eyes and wait. But before I could go any further, I heard the door open quietly. I see a hand reach out to the switch. The light flickers on. Get out of my head. Voices in my head. Make it stop.
How? Oh my god!
Hello. Come to see Sayori, eh?
Hallie! She's dead!
I'm done for, I'm afraid. There's nothing that can be done.
Let's get you out of here. You should see a doctor.
There's nothing you can do. I have failed in my mission. All I can do is play out this purgatorial nightmare. She has such a beautiful smile, doesn't she?
You're losing your mind. Let's get...
Am I, Monica? I know the future, Monica. I know all the futures. I can see the paths and streams of destiny tracing out into the divine beyond. This is my curse. To wander the earth for eons seeking forgiveness for my failures. I live in a prison of my own demise. I am lost in time. Leave me be. I will go back and lose my sanity even further. I just want to be alone.
No, I can't leave you here.
Monica grabs my hand and tries to pick me up, but I remain limp. You will never get it.
Hallie!
I go back.
Stay with me.
Sayori dies.
Look at me, Hallie.
Darkness coming. I feel my body give in and send me back to where I started. The eternal hourglass of my life turns up and down forever. I'm sorry, Sayori. Well, I feel like that's a good enough place to start for this session. We'll pick it up next time with probably the end of this. I'm not sure exactly how she died that time, but I guess MC freaking killed her, and it doesn't seem like she would have died if he didn't kill her, so I guess we really truly have gone off the deep end. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll pick up again with more Amor Fati coming soon. See you then.